The symbol of the simulation. We're breaking it down and how it can bring you wealth, health, help you find your people and your purpose in this simulation of World War III. So, right now, we are tackling the triangle part of it and breaking that down, what it means, how we can interpret it, how it can guide us. If you are curious about the other parts of this symbol of the simulation, then check out the other videos that I did or the massive 15-minute one where I put it all together. But right now, we're just concentrating on the triangle. And this is the part of the symbol that I find the most intriguing, the most fascinating. And I'm wondering if there are other interpretations for it. So, if you see something else when you're looking at this symbol, let me know in the comments. Or if you put this image, the symbol of the simulation, into your favorite AI, what does it tell you? What does that AI see in the symbol? But for now, we're just concentrating on the triangle here. So, there's so much to unpack in this one. The pinnacle of it, the top, this is the Alpha and the Omega. This is the beginning and the end. And it represents our whole journey through this simulation, through this life. We begin here with this like call to adventure. When you hear the idea that we live in a simulation, your natural first instinct will be no, no, I don't. That doesn't make sense, or that's not for me, or whatever it is. And that is a natural process of going down this part of the journey. Because this part of the journey is where you encounter challenges and temptations. This part of the journey is where you say no 3 times or more to this idea. And the challenges you encounter are the ones of debating, for example. Do we live in a simulation? Do we not? Like, show me some evidence. Show me some facts. And you have to get beyond that. You have to get beyond that to reach this state of acceptance where you accept that you live in a simulation and that you can level up in it. When you start asking, what am I capable of in this simulation? What am I capable of in terms of gathering money and increasing my health and finding my people, my tribe, finding my purpose? To get to that part where you find your people and your purpose, when you level up your wealth and your health, to get to there, you have to go through this journey here of the challenges of accepting the idea and the temptation to not accept it at all. Because it is an absolute temptation to just stay with your head buried in the sand, thinking to yourself, no, this isn't a simulation, or thinking to yourself, no, I can't really change my life. I can't change this character. I can't increase my wealth. I'm stuck. I can't find my people. I'm a lone wolf who doesn't need no man or woman or whatever. I am, it's a temptation to just stay stuck in the life that you have and not try for anything better or different. And you have to get past that temptation. To make it to any of these other parts of your journey, you have to make it past that temptation to just stay where you are. And how do you do that? How do you get there? Well, you realize that you can level up. You can change your character. You can change the game that you're playing in this simulation. That's when you get to acceptance. That's when you get there and believe that you can. And then you move into this leg of the journey, which is transformation. This part is the one that I find the most exciting. I'm hoping to get there. But this is the part of transformation. This is the most exciting part of the journey where you see your bank account balance growing, where you feel your health returning, where people enter into your life that are interesting and curious and are helping you grow just as much as you are helping them. That part of the transformation, this is where you start saying, I am capable. I'm capable of helping myself. And your curiosity begins to grow. you start asking, what's on the other side of difficult? What's on the other side of this difficulty of changing my character? What's on the other side of the difficulty of changing my game? What am I capable of? How far can my potential take me? That's when you start asking those questions and you begin to be really curious about your life and you start growing and transforming. And as you do, you get to the third point of this journey, the one that is called revelation, where you encounter the final tests because your purpose is revealed to you and you are tested by the simulation to see if you can handle the challenge of your purpose, if your money has grown to the point where you can handle and pay for the challenge of your purpose, where your health, your strength has increased to such a level that you are capable of fulfilling your purpose in this life, in this simulation. That is revelation. And then, once you've passed those tests, once you've increased your riches to the maximum that they could go, when you feel vitality has returned to you and you are at the peak of your health, that is when you enter upon the final leg of the journey to Omega, to the end. This is the part called resurrection, because this is the part where you have become the phoenix. You have burned down, you have transformed and risen back up, and now you are the phoenix in the sky that other people look up to, that other people are inspired by and motivated by to also go through that journey. That is a fascinating part there, where you help others. You help the younger generation to rebuild the world, especially after World War III. You've made it through. You've made it through the war to end all wars. You're on the other side, looking back at how horrible and challenging that war and that transformation was, and you're alive. You've made it. And now you are someone who is rebuilding the world, as the simulation scriptures say, rebuilding the world to be a better place, better than it ever was, and better than it ever could have been. And you are there. And that is the end of the simulation. That's the part of the simulation where the simulation finishes, we return home, and we get to choose to play another simulation. Whichever one you want. You want to go back and relive this one, but in easy mode, do it. You want to go and live a simulation where you are the king of the universe, the queen of the galaxy? Play that simulation. You want to play a simulation where you're a dog or a cat? Do it. Go for it. But that's not this simulation. This simulation is the one where you and me were playing on hard mode. We're playing with other people, and where we are being challenged and asked to find our potential, to find our purpose, to see what we are capable of, and go on that journey. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for it. So, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Join me as we go through the simulation scriptures and learn how to get through this simulation, thrive through this simulation.